I was talking with a patient of mine, someone who doesn't have long to live, maybe a month, maybe two. And she began telling me about what this time is like, knowing that she's staring at her last days and the ways in which people may impact her. For example, there's a particular person in her life who's inclined to say things like, "Be strong." And you know, my patient says, I don't need to hear "be strong." I don't need to be strong. I've been being strong since the start of this cancer journey. And I'm thinking about how often we have good intentions when we say things, but those things that we say do not always land well. And they actually impact people in ways that rob them of a bit of their peace. It robs them of a bit of their experience, because we're saying, if you accept that you're dying, if you stop pursuing treatment even though it isn't working, then you're not being strong, you're not fighting. But what does it mean to really be strong? What does it mean to fight? And at what point and place in life do we allow people to be how they need to be for themselves? We're on the outside looking in. They're on the inside feeling all of the things. What it means to face their mortality, the fears around dying, what that process may look like. She's worried about suffering. Will I be in pain and suffering? Will I lose my ability to manage my bowels and bladder? Will I wake up one day and just be unable to walk? Those are things that float about the minds of many people who have become suddenly mortal. People who have been given a prognosis of 6 months or less. Many do not make the 6 months. Many arrive at the place of less. And during that time, it's important to maybe become curious about a person's experience and not allow our own projections, our own fears, our own denials and distractions to take away from that curiosity. Not allow those things to rob us of the connection we may be able to have with this person who is leaving this life, exiting this realm, this place, this existence, this lifetime. What happens after, no one knows. But in the now, when we are walking alongside someone who is experiencing this, facing the end of their lives, what are we saying to them? How are we holding that space, really? Are my fears clouding my ability to be present? It's like, hard things. Many people cannot have hard conversations. And I'm not just talking about death and dying. I'm talking about boundaries, hurt feelings, misunderstandings, ending of relationships, whatever it is. Many people are not prepared to have hard conversations and are not preparing themselves, meaning equipping themselves in order to have them, practice having hard conversations. And so when we're faced with someone we love who's dying, we become more of ourselves. We do not suddenly become masterful at the art of having hard conversations about death and dying. No. We become more scattered, more distracted, more be strong and fight. How about we pause and face? At a point, fighting is resisting what is. It's not helping what is. Sometimes the strength is in releasing the strength and allowing ourselves to actually feel our experience, be present for our experience, so that we can have reconciliation within us, so that we can actually have real conversations with the loved ones who will remain after we're gone. That's the gift. But when we're afraid of it, when we just want people to fight, we're not allowing those people or ourselves to feel. And truly, feeling is the potency. Feeling is where we come to know, to connect, be vulnerable. And it isn't that all of those things are easy, but in life, it's not always about finding the easy path. It's about where is the meat? Where is the meaning and purpose? Where is the depth? Usually those things are found in the layers, right? Not on the surface. Surface is easy. Layers require a bit of presence to dig into, to peel them back. But then when we do, we discover many, many things. And those discoveries can stay with us and bring us joy, bring us sadness, become nostalgic memories, whatever it is. But if we close the door to feeling discomfort and we say instead, be strong, we're unintentionally taking something very meaningful away. And we're unintentionally sort of disregarding all that the person has been doing through time. We do not have to exit life, burning rubber. We can exit life swinging in the hammock, reflecting, having peace, smiling, crying, allowing ourselves the full experience of our experience. So I really just want us to think about the things that we say and where those things are coming from. And perhaps say less of those things and, again, become more curious. What does it feel like to be inside your reality? Do you have thoughts that consume you knowing that you're dying? Because here's the thing, we're all dying. But some people know that they're dying, right? So how might we become curious about their experience as opposed to being on the surface saying, fight, 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 until the wheels fall off and you go screeching into the beyond? No, what if I just want to be present? What if I don't want to continue to pursue treatment and spend my last days hooked to a machine, fighting? What if I want to sleep in and do the things I never did because I was being so responsible and working and managing life and raising children and, being inside these roles and handling the obligations? What if now I just want to eat some ice cream and binge watch a series? What if before I die, as I'm looking at that exit, what if I just want to live? What if I just want to live before I die? I don't want to fight. I just want to live. How might we walk beside someone and allow them to live their way to that exit? That is a gift. That's the connection. We do not have to inspire fight in a person who has fought already and who is seeking peace and quiet. We do not have to push the agenda to continue on at all costs. No. How about we learn how to dispense with our projections and expectations and hopes, wishes, and dreams of another so that we can see that person clearly and honor where they are in their truth. We all want to be seen. We all want to be honored for our way inside of our lives. And to know that we have the ability to make wise decisions for ourselves. Others may not understand it, and that's okay. We may not understand others. That's true. And yet inside the shoes that we are each standing in, walking in, we want to be seen for the fullness of who we are inside of our own lives. Not in the role, not in the obligations, not in the responsibilities, but truly as an individual walking inside of this lifetime. And so I want to encourage us to think on the things that we might say to people who are looking at the exit door of their lives, so that we might honor the way of their going and access a bit of a real connection in those moments. It is okay to fight less and to live more.